Okay, so first card up. Let me see here. I think actually I was going to do not a first card, but more some stamping. So the punch, I should mark this too. The punch one, I did it backwards last time. It's the one that doesn't have the hoof up, the leg up. So it's this one. So the one that does not have the leg up is the one that coordinates with the punch. There we go. Just a little FYI. So when you do it. All right. And the punch is this one. So we'll do one of those. There. And I might just use mostly those. I might use those other ones. You never know. Oh, the cow bundle is so cute. Living on a farm, of course, with cattle, I had to have this one right away. So it was my first pick. I might change my mind on this later, but for now, oh, that one did not stamp well. And that's okay, because paper has two sides, right? That's better. And I'm going to go ahead and I know, tap, 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 right? No CPR. I'm going to squeeze another one in here, just in case I make a mistake. Now I am going to go ahead and paint. Color one, the regular old dairy cow colors. Actually, two might be dairy cow colors. And I'm going to color before I punch. Just because I am using, for this one right now, I'm using the black Stampin' Wright marker. And it's the only marker that you can buy separately, which I like because I was putting an order in, you know, to get to the next celebration number. I needed $3.50, or no, I needed $2. So these are only $3.50. So threw a couple of these in my cart. All right, now we'll do this. Maybe get an ear. So we do not have any of this color, cow, bull, anything on our place. So let me see. We'll go ahead and get him punched out. Him, her. Doesn't have an udder. This one doesn't have an udder. So could be either way. All right, and my body. Is that gonna end up getting punched? I'm gonna go ahead and punch that cow. I know, I'm trying to do some of my stamping ahead of time. Not what I usually do. I usually stamp as I go, but these were all cows, right? So there, that's out of the road. I did have it lined up so I could do the cow and the the bovine and the head at the same time, but I didn't go there. There's some horns. Contrary to popular belief, these are not ears. They're the horns. Yeah, I was watching another demonstrator who's quite popular, and she called these the ears. Ears. No, those are horns. These are ears. Ooh, that light's very bright tonight. Maybe if I tip it up a little. Sorry about that. All right. I'm assuming the gal was a city slicker. So I'm going to do one that is colored like we have around our farm, kind of. Our farm has red Angus, and sometimes they have some spots. Actually, my husband breeds 2 Herefords sometimes, so we can get a little white, little personality spots. We have a small herd. We have about 50 mamas. And actually, we just sold our calves last week. And I forgot to mark myself as do not disturb. Let me fix that so I do not get disturbed anymore. All right, let's see here. So that's more the color of our cattle. And I'm not going to shade it at all. And then I did, oh, we'll just do the head over here. Let's see here. Oh, there I am, not talking while I'm coloring. Sorry about that. I get pretty into my coloring, I guess. So one of these cards I've made before, it was my swap for the beginning of the catalog. I swapped with my friends from a demonstrator group based out of Vancouver, Washington. And so if you're a member of that group, you will have seen one of my cards already tonight. Or if you're on my team and you swapped with us. So there's that. We'll punch this out. Probably need some hooves colored. All right. We'll do some black. I could have gotten a copper clay Stampin' Wright marker, but I didn't. These were handy. And I forgot to do the tail on this one. I'll leave a little white just for fun. So there's a couple cows to get us started. All right. We have some muzzles and some other cattle parts. Let's move those out of the road. And I have an extra, oh, I had an extra head. I didn't, oh, there, no. All right, whatever. Might color a little bit more on those too. All right, I'm setting those aside. Okay, the first one we're going to start with is a very, very simple card. Very simple. And it's a technique I used earlier. Hi, Anna. Earlier this year on a Zany Zoo card. So this does not matter where it goes. I'm just going to create a mask. And this just happens to go all the way across. And it does not have to line up, but there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I have to tell myself that more than you. All right, so this is going to be the top. So we're going to do some balmy blue. We're going to make some sky. Balmy blue. And I reloaded my ink pad. So I'm just going to give it just a little bit. I don't want to go all the way to the edges. And I just am going to give it a bit of a haze. I don't know why that center part doesn't want to, because it just doesn't. So we're not going to worry about it. All right. So now we're going to take this. Like I said, this is a very simple card. And I'm going to use Granny Apple. Nope, this is not Granny Apple Green. This is Parakeet Party. I'm going to go with Granny Apple Green, because it's a spring grass, and spring grasses are a little bit brighter, right? Right. Just agree with me. All right. Just trying to line that up as best I can. And it does not want to lay down. So I have a blotch. Sure. It's fine. It will be just fine. So there is my card. There's my card. No, there's the beginnings. And you know, you just keep going. If you find a spot where something's not looking right, you just keep going. Because we can make this look pretty. All right, getting a block. I'm going to grab the grass. And try to find which way it's going. All right, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit on the horizon. See, already the blob is less noticeable. All right, so we did that. We're going to a little row of sunflowers in. How is everyone's week? I know several of us are gearing up for Stampin' Cross Country. Like I said at the beginning, if you are interested in joining us, there is still time to join us virtually. That means I won't send any packs to you, any product to you, but you're still welcome to join and watch the videos and partake in all the fun. There we go. And let me get my blends. I have some out already. This is Daffodil Delight. That will work. And it is, I want dark. Dark Daffodil Delight. Hopefully this is one of my better ones. I can see by my tip it is not. Hyper daycare kids. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's in the air, because my granddaughter, that's why this is at 7 instead of 5. I had her today. And she's almost 2. And she was just full of herself. She was hyper. So even the wee ones are feeling it. I usually don't have any issues with her, and I was about done with her at one point, but she's battling a cold, so that doesn't help. But usually when Grandma says no, it means no, and today, boy, she just kept pushing. I'm not used to kids like that very often. Oh, so this is light pecan pie, and I'm just going to do the centers. Just doing that outside edge. And then I have dark pecan pie. This is not my normal case of, these are the ones I've been using a lot lately, so they just haven't got put away yet. And this is dark. So I'm just going to go a little darker on the inside, and I know they will blend. And then I need a nice green. And I don't know what I have in here. Probably have Granny Apple Green in here because that seems to be my favorite Granny Apple. That seems to be my favorite green. Is Granny Apple. But I don't have it in here. Do we have Granny Apple Green markers? Why, yes, we do. They just hadn't made it into the frequently used bucket yet for me this month. Let's see here. We'll do some light. Anyone have any other plans besides Stampin' Cross Country for the weekend? We might get to go refrigerator shopping. Not something I'm looking forward to. We bought our current one 3 years ago, and the warranty died, and the temperature lost its control. I can't keep anything. Everything in the refrigerator is at a nice 45 degrees, which is not really good for refrigerated products. So we've had it repaired twice, but they can't really do much with it. They can't find the leak. So do we get a new one? Do we fix this one again? We are just lost. So there is that cute little card front. Now that I've seen it, because this was in my head. And you've been around me long enough, some of you, to know that sometimes things go better in my head than not. So I'm going to get another piece of white. And you could do it with any color, right? Any color you want. Wow, I don't know what kind of white. Oh, I see what that is. Okay, I was like, I've got a big chunk of white paint on there. I'm going to have this little calf laying down. So I thought that's the way I was going to do it, but I wanted to make sure that this all kind of jived before I did that. And it's jiving. You know, Nancy, one thing that I always had issues with when I was teaching was hyper kids during the full moon. And I think it's the full moon because I've been sleeping in the light of the moon, bathing in the moonlight all night. So that is probably why all the littles are just kind of wild right now. So we're just going to keep this a plain old milk cow, just because honestly, I think the black and white ones are the cutest. And it's less coloring for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. And I might do another head too. There's a cute little one with it sleeping. And I'll do the hooves. And yes, I know there's more colors on a cow than this, but we're keeping it simple today. So let's look at that other. We might have. Do we want her sleeping? Yep, she can sleep. This could be Happy Mother's Day card. Maybe not. Mother dreaming, sleeping in the pasture. All right, not gonna fit. There we go. All right. So these are going to be fussy cut. And for those of you out there who don't know what fussy cut means, it means I'm going to cut it with my scissors versus a punch or anything else. So might just give her a tuft. Him, her. Yes, female cattle can have horns. Some breeds have horns. So it's not unusual. This needs a little bit on her muzzle. They all probably do. This is just light petal pink. So their noses are kind of a soft pink sometime. All right. Now you get to tell me what's going on in your life because I'm going to be fussy cutting for a few minutes. Weather changing. Yeah. We have had very decent weather. So it's almost scary, the lack of winter we have had this year. While I enjoy it, I'm afraid of fires and drought and everything if we do not have a wet spring. And so far, we're just dry. It's very mucky out. Mud season is lasting a long time this year. Ouch! Just stabbed myself with my fingers, with my scissors. Ah! Oh, how did she die? She bled to death on live video while she was cutting out a cow. All right, the body's almost done. That wasn't too painful, was it? All right. And now this sweet little face. Could almost make the horns that same petal pink, but we're gonna let them be. Get rid of that extra paper. All right, so tomorrow's TGIF. I have to get ready for Stampin' Cross Country, and that is all. I had so many things get canceled this week. I was prepared for a very busy week, and it turned out to be not so bad. We were supposed to meet with the tax accountant, but my husband met with him instead while he was down in Billings. And we were supposed to meet with, we're supposed to go to the dentist. Hi, Becky. Let's see here. Glenda says she has a washer and dryer and a refrigerator that are due to be replaced because they are senile. Not looking forward to doing that. No. I found the perfect refrigerator because we don't need a freezer. We have 3 freezers in the next room because we butcher we don't butcher our own meat, but we have our own meat butchered. So we have a lot of meat. So we have our own freezers, tons of them. And so I didn't need a refrigerator with a freezer. So we found one and it was perfect. And that's the one that has died. So do we get another one just like it, thinking that that one was a lemon, or what to do, what to do? And we're going to keep this even simple. The reason it's simple is because it's just stamp, ink, and paint paper. Stamps, ink, and paper. All right. A little bigger. I think we're just going to put It's Your Special Day on this one. Or, no, we're just going with this. And nothing special. It's going right on there, even though it's a special day. And then we'll add some dimensionals for the cow. And we'll just lay her in the field. And there you go. That is almost our card. I went with Balmy Blue because I cut it for the other card, and Balmy Blue is like one of my favorites because it's the color of the sky, and I like to do scenes. Well, I got this. Oh, Becky, you're at the right place then. I really, really, really like this set. I'm glad it is not done next week like all the celebration stuff. The celebration stuff is just going way too soon. I liked celebration when it lasted 3 months. I think that would be nice to go back to 3 months of celebration. My card disappeared. Oh, why does it do that sometimes? I don't get it. I'm sorry. My phone camera just does that occasionally, and I don't know. So there's the card. It didn't go anywhere for real. And we'll add a couple birds in the sky. Out in the sunflower field. There you go. There is card number 1. I don't know why it does that sometimes. No clue. No, that was the simple card. Simple, simple. And remember, with the $35 order, I will send you the parts and pieces. I'm not very quick sometimes, but you always get them. Sometimes life interrupts my plan, but they may be that you will get them. I promise. I was going to grab a white for the inside. I'll just grab one of these, and It's Your Special Day. And the one that goes with this that is by far the cutest saying, and I just lost my bone folder, is It's Your Special Day, milk it for all it's worth. I think that is so cute. I don't know if this fits on here. It does. So and I usually do a tester, but I have used all these stamps already. So yeah, I don't know what goes on. I don't know if my hair hits it. Or what? Maybe we'll put a milk can. I'm going to have all my little blocks used. Now this set, I love the punch, but there are so many cute things that I would have loved to have had dies, like for this milk can and for everything else. There's the milk can, and I believe I have a couple of grays. I'm not going to get any got too fancy. Light gray granite and dark gray granite. So we'll just start with the dark. And add some light and put it in our card. There we go. I could add more. I could add a flower. Quick and cute. Oh, I might have to read. Oh no, I'll just put it in there. Who knew there was a watermelon on the other side of it? Oh well, I hope that watermelon wasn't important. Probably am missing it from something else. All right. Quick and cute. Ta-da! All right. Now, I'm sure you've seen a couple around the internet that are made from the circles. Where's my circles? These are in... I think these are an online exclusive. They were in the fall mini catalog. Now they're in the online exclusives. That being said, I used the second and the third one from the largest for this next project. I wanted to tell you that in case I forgot. So now I can check that off my list. So I made a full circle with lemon lime twist with the second largest. I scored it and folded it in half. I'm going to go with that side. Then I did the same thing with the next size down, and I used, oh, I forget the name of this paper. It's like the Majestic something or another. Oh, Masterfully Made. Okay, Masterfully Made. This is from the annual catalog. So I have enough to make 2 cards for this one. So I'm actually going to use the other piece. So I'm going to glue these 2 together. And I wanted it to come all the way up to the top here. And this is going to be my grass. You've seen me. Yeah. This is what we're doing today. A little of the same and a little different. So there's that piece. And let's see here. Then I did a piece for the inside that is half of that circle also. So that will go inside. I don't know, my camera seems jumpy, but maybe it's just on my end. I asked my fellas not to be on. So I'm going to take my circle. This is die cut from, it's in this catalog. It's from the Everyday Details. And I'm going to use my piece of, oh, there it is. And this circle is about 3 3.25. So I'm going to do about 1.5. If I do 1.5 ish. And I'm going to do the same thing I just did with the last one. I know. I'm going to get out my balmy blue. I was on a roll, you know, with this idea. Actually, I'm going to pull this in this time. And I'm going to use this on the next one too. And, ooh, I forget that I said that I inked up my balmy blue. Balmy blue is quite bright. Not very balmy, but it works. All right. So then we're going to take, and I'm just going to line it up. It doesn't like to stick to wet ink, but it's fine. This time I'm going to use, this is Lemon Lime Twist, so we are using Lemon Lime Twist. This is going to be a very spring grass, brand new grass. Let me get some of this wiped off from before. So I have just like a green. It's the color family, for the color family green. All right. Normally this would not be my color for grass. I'm just telling you that right now, because normally I would use Granny Apple Green but this went with the paper, so this is what I went with. There you have it. And once you get it out like that, it's not too bad. So I'm going to put this away, and remember that grass that I had? We're going to use that. I need to wash that later. Odd number. There, we're done with that. And then we're going to take we have cows. There we are. Here we are. Oh, I think I'm saving that one for later. This one will be another one. And I'm going to just do his little muzzle. Her little muzzle. There we go. And we're going to add this here with some dimensionals. If you do the cow ahead of time, this card isn't very hard either. Not hard at all. And then I need one for this. Depending on how, well, this is the punch has the neck way up here or the back. So you want to put your dimensional way up into the corner so it can fit wherever you want it to once you get it on there. There. Now, before I put these two together, we have some of this ribbon. It came from the Zany Zoo pack, and it too is Lemon Lime Twist. And scissors. I probably don't have to stab myself this time. There we go. And I'm going to I know. You'll see why I'm doing it this way now. So I'm going to lay this down. And then I'm going to tie my bow. I know I could have used a color that was not the same, but I've been in a very matchy mood lately, where everything just seems to have to match perfectly. There. Now this is going to go on. I want this on the side. There. I'm going to put one dimensional right on it. So it's got it anchored. Then, so I want this to fit in one of our envelopes. Let me grab an envelope. That's why I did not use the next size up. Ooh, all my envelopes are MIA. Oh, is this an envelope? Nope. Well, where are my envelopes? Oh, I have some oldie but goodie envelopes. This is one product I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring back. It's the crumb cake envelopes. I use them occasionally. So I want this to fit in here. So that's why I didn't use the big, huge die, and I want it to match up. I still want it to fit in the envelope. So that's why I got the envelope, and that's why I put that dimensional there. There we go. Now I can put the envelope aside, and I can sneak in another dimensional or two. I can actually tie this a little tighter. What should this one say? He's so cute. So well, let's pick him up. Put another dimensional under there. I didn't want a whole lot sticking before I got it down. All right. Isn't he adorable? I'm just in love with him. He is so cute. He, she, it, whatever. All right. And now, I was going to, I know what I'm going to put. I was going to put, What's Moo With You? And I'm not sure which circle I need. But I need another block. Or I might just steal the head block. How you doing? Hi, Sonia. Oh, British Columbia. You're not that far away from, I guess you are. You're 2 provinces away, but what part of British Columbia? It's too small. I'm going to go with small. There we go. What's Moo With You? We'll do another dimensional. I live just south of Regina, Saskatchewan. So keeping the circle theme going, there is that card. Oh, I have the middle to stamp. And What's Moo With You? might just leave the inside blank because what's moo with you sounds like this is just a note, hello or goodbye or something. So my inside is just going to be glued in, and I can add my sentiment later. Now, neither one of these two cards was my swap card. My swap card is actually the next card. I usually always do 3 cards or 3 projects. This one is 3 cards tonight. So there you have it. There is the little semicircle card with that adorable little cow. What's moo with you? So there's that one. Here's the first one. Let me show you the first one. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. And now on to the third one. The third one I made 15 of when I was making them for swaps. And then I always do a couple for myself. So we're going to start out with, you guessed it, Balmy Blue. And this is just an 8.5 by 5.5 inch sheet. And I don't have it scored because I wanted to, well, it's just scored at 4 1/4. But there are other directions for it. So once you have it here, you're going to take your cutting blade and you're going to cut down to 3. All right. And then you're going to cut that piece out. All right, perfect. So save this for another project. And this is our card base. It is kind of a Dutch door, a little half door. Got a little ridge there. I'm going to burnish my crease. There we are. That's my card base. Now, knowing that, we're going to set this aside. And approximately 2.5 inches up, I have a little mark because that's where I need to do some of my other stuff. That's where the door is going to open. That's where my door is. So I need to be able to see a few things. So we are going to go back to the sunflowers. And we're going to base them about where that little line is. All right. If you get them too high or too low wouldn't be a bad thing, but too high, you just kind of have to make up the difference then. So we're going to color these. And we may as well just use, I had some other colors out, but we're just going to go ahead and use, I had my watercolor pencils out. We're just going to go ahead and use these. That is the dark. And then the light. Give them a little dimension. They're going to be the sunflowers on the hill. What else? I already told you Stampin' Cross Country starts tomorrow. Anybody can join that. If you are on Facebook, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada or any place that you can get on Facebook, you can be a part of that. It's $50 US, but I'm sure the link will convert it for you. And I have stamp classes near me kit classes next week. Oh, guess what? We got a different color here. This is not pecan pie. This it'll match our cow better. So I'm going to use the dark pecan pie. And that's just gives it a little different hue. Just give it some dimension. And then we'll use Granny Apple Green. Oh, this is the dark, though. I'm going to start with the light. So class in Miles City next week, class in Circle, kit classes. You show up and you pick a kit. I have most, if not all, of the kits available, plus some paper pumpkins. And you just pick a kit and get crafting. You either bring your own drink or we're at a coffee shop at one of them, so we just buy a coffee or something there. I'm just going to take this marker. I don't like floating things, so I'm just going to kind of add some ground. Otherwise, it just looks like it's floating in the air. Now, I am going to take this and do what I did earlier. And I might just see what's left on the brush because it was very dark before. Look at that. There's enough on the brush. Just add some clouds. It doesn't matter that I already colored because this is going to be light enough that it doesn't affect the coloring. So there is that. Now I told you I made 12 of these already. So I have my extra saying. So what I did is I punched a cloud out and then I stamped holy cow on it. So I am going to use that. No sense in doing it again because you've seen me punch things and you've seen me stamp. So I'm going to add that with my dimensionals that have gotten buried under the cloud stencil. Oh, to make this, you just need the basic border dies. I'll show those to you in just a minute because that's the next step. There we go. So, like I was saying, the next step, I took a piece of 4 1/4 by 3 1/2 inch garden green. And then I took the basic border die see, this is the cloud one. Actually, I have an extra one in here. I think this is extra. It's from a different set, but it fit in here better. I took this round-ish die and I am making and I made a hill. So now I'm going to bring my card base back in. This is the one we did just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to add this to my front. It's actually going to be a little too tall. I don't need it quite that tall. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 of an inch off. But it's okay that it's too big because it doesn't matter if we have to trim it just a little bit as opposed to, too short. All right. And I'm not going to keep it under an hour. I was trying to keep it under an hour. Oh, well. That is okay. So I just loaded that on here, glued it on, get it all matchy-matchy. So yeah, you can see the hill from the back, but that's okay. So now we're going to add this into here. I'm going to erase my little pencil mark. Hopefully I don't make it worse with a big ucky eraser mark. We're going to add that in here. Oh, shouldn't have done that. It's almost empty. Of course, that one blob would come out right when I didn't need it to. Go ahead and set this in. This card is it's very narrow, the margins. So 5, here, I'll tell you. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. There you go. So then when you close it, uh-oh, I forgot to stamp. Grab my garden green. I'm going to give it some grass. There. Okay. Stamp first. Oh, sorry. I do lives every Thursday. Yes. Thanks, Nancy and Anna, for filling in while I'm busy working here. I usually do this at 5 o'clock Mountain Time on Thursdays, but today I had my granddaughter, and so I had to come a little later. And then I do mystery stamping on Tuesday evenings at 7 Mountain Time, which is, I put the clue out, and you guys bring whatever supplies you have that match my clue, and we build the card together. So now we have that fun little cow that I had already that's hiding. That's the color of the cows where I live. That the kind of cows we have are Red Angus and Hereford. We raise beef cattle, not dairy cows like the black and white ones. All right. So we're going to put this on. And if you've been watching me for a while, you won't be surprised what I use next. If you're new, then you might be surprised. So I'm going to add this kind of in the middle here. And then this is a wobble. And wobbles, you get them. I get mine from Amazon. I can give you the link. But it's a spring. And wobbles are fun. Like I said, it's a spring. It has adhesive on both edges. So we're going to take the adhesive off this one. And we're going to put it on the back of the little cow head. And it just fits on the back of the cow's head. And then we're going to take the adhesive off back here. And we're going to slide it under his body. Remember, I didn't put any dimensionals over here. I wanted the spring to be able to slide under his body. So there you go. And he has a wobble head now. Isn't that absolutely adorable? I had to save the best for last, you know. So with this, I was also going to put, we can put whatever we want inside. Let me show you the one I did. I put, this one is a dairy cow. And the little things you do make such a big difference. So I do have a few flowers. I don't have any colored ones. All I have left are 3 daisies. And I had them out a minute ago. And then I poked them back in. So we'll add some daisies in the field for this cute little critter with the wobble head. And he just gets white daisies today. No fancy colors because all I have is hearts. I've been using these flowers up on a lot of projects. And there you have it. Isn't yeah, the wobble. It does better in person than probably on the camera, but so those are my cards tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Cutest Cow class, Cutest Cows class. So if you want me to send you these pieces and parts, place a $35 order. With a $50 order, you get a tutorial bundle and a celebration item also. And so that's number 3, number 2, number 1. So did a little bit of stenciling with the blending brushes. Thank you. Yes, thumbs up on my video. Don't forget to subscribe. I think you can subscribe. Share it. Do all those fun things. And I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Anyway, so that is the Cutest Cow. I'm trying to get rid of that light reflection. Cow card class for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for understanding about me changing the time. You know, grandkids have to come first sometimes. Family comes first. Thank you and have a wonderful night, and hope to see some of you at Stampin' Cross Country this weekend. So yeah, it'll be great fun. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye.